The Department of Higher Education and Training expects of beginner teachers to have a certain set of competencies before they start teaching. Part of your BA program is to help you reach those competencies. The aim of this action plan is to make sure that you take responsibility for your own learning in this regard. So you will think of each of the competencies by themselves as well as a whole. When you do this action plan, you will start at the red number 1 at the top, where it says start here. You will do step 1 and 2 only once, but step 3 to 8 you will do for each of the competencies by themselves. So eventually you will hand in a certain number of A4 pages. On each A4 page you will do one competency. So let's just look at the 8 steps. Step number 1. Which skills do you already have? You've already read through the list of competencies, so you know what is basically expected of you. Some of those things you've been doing for a while and you have had exposure to in the past 6 months at university. So write down the skills that you think that you already possess. Step number 2. Which skills do you still need to work on? When you read through those competencies, what did you read where you thought, I have no idea how I'm going to do this? Write down those here now. Now step number 3 to 8, you look at each individual competency by itself. So for instance, look at competency number 1 and ask yourself, in able to reach this competency by the end of my 4th year, what do I need? Will you need lectures on this subject? Will you need to read up more? Will you need some practical advice? Will you need to practice it during work integrated learning experiences? Step number 4. Why do I need this? Why is it specifically necessary for you to have this competency as a teacher? How will it help you to be an effective teacher once you are in the field? Step number 5. Who can help me to get what I need? So you have already identified what you need to reach this competency. You know why you need to meet it. Now we need to ask you who can help you to reach it. Might it be your lecturers? Could you use resources from the internet? Could it be a mentor teacher at school? Step number 6. How am I going to get it? You've already now said what you have, what you need. You know why you need it. Now we need to ask you how you are going to get it. So are you going to attend lectures? Are you going to ask specifically for help? Do you need to go to the library? Step number 7. When am I going to get it? So after you've looked at this competency, you are now really, you know what it is all about. So you also know that it's not going to happen overnight. So some of the competencies might be reached quickly. Others might take you a little longer. So for some you might say, I'm going to reach it by the end of my 1st year. The others you might say, I'm going to reach it by my 4th year. And then step 8. How do I measure my success? After I've implemented my action plan, how am I going to know whether I have indeed reached this competency? So if it is one that you can reach by the end of your 1st year, you can look at your 1st year marks. Or maybe your 1st year marks will be an indication that your action plan did not work so well and that maybe you need to look at 2nd year marks. Maybe you need to look at the report that the mentor teacher wrote. So please be creative in the way that you attempt this assignment. Take your time to do it properly, because if you understand what is expected of you by the end of your 4th year, you will have such an easier road on reaching it. Good luck on your adventure.